now rocking with the best. Who's the boxing show that's knocking out the competition? The kick-ass podcast that make you want to listen. The place where boxing fans and fighters rejoice. Thumbs up for Richie, you're listening to the fighter's voice.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz, and I was here to tell you that we had a guest. We're waiting on our guest, but we're going to continue to go forth with the show. If he doesn't come on after these announcements, then you know what? We're just going to rock the show solo. But before we get started, I want to pay some bills. In order to pay some bills, I got to thank our sponsorship. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever in the corner and you're in need and you need somebody to fight for you legally, seek criminal justice attorney Miles Harris, located in Fresno, California. That's 2115 Kern Street, Suite 101, Fresno, California. Give him a call at 559-492-9572. That's Miles Harris, Justice Attorney. Now also, if you want some ink and you want to get some tattoos, you want to look good, I know summer's almost gone, but get your hard body going on. And these MMA fighters, they love it. These fighters love it. And it's just a great way to express yourself. You want to do so? Do it with Red Wave Tattoo and Art Gallery, also located in Fresno, California. It's at 7277 North Blackstone Avenue, Fresno, California. That's 7277 North Blackstone Avenue. The number to call is 559-439-7256. Ask for Rico at Red Wave Tattoo and Art Gallery. Now listen, all those of you that are working overtime and it's hard for you to sleep sometimes, and you got to get up in the morning and you just need that burst of energy. You got to recover and you got to rebound. But the only way to rebound is rebound with Pound for Pound CBD line. That's CBD gummies, gel, caps, oil, cream, and you can order yours today at www.pforpcbd.com. That's www.pforpcbd.com, and it's proudly endorsed by 4th Division World Champion Mr. Mikey Garcia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we had with us planned to be on the show with us. Coming off a majority of victory, it went the whole 12 rounds with Andy Vincent's Altiberon. It was actually the best fight on the whole Triller card, if you ask me. And our guest was supposed to be a super featherweight from Dublin, Jono King Kong Carroll. But unfortunately, I don't know, there's a mix-up. I promoted him being on the show 3 different times, but he's not on yet. So we're going to continue to go on anyways. We still have that CBD thing on top. Okay, there we go. We'll fix it that way, man. They're getting a heck of a plug. But we're going to go on anyways, okay? Because we got a lot to cover. I just got a call right now, literally, that I wish I can tell you all about, but I was told I got the gag order. The only one that knows about is myself, the person that calls me, and the person that'll be participating in this big event. So, sometimes it's good to know things, but I just get anxious. I want to let you guys know, the viewers, the fans, and the followers and supporters. But we got a lot to cover. We got some great news. Fresno, California is going to be host to a boxing event streamed by DAZN Boxing. Mateo, if you can just pop that logo up there, that poster. Yes. And in the headliner is going to be 4th Division World Champion, Mr. Mikey Garcia. I'm looking at it right now. I mean, that's a great looking poster, man. I mean, October 16th, Chancey Park, Fresno, California. That's the baseball field right there. And guys, I've been there, and there's not a bad seat in the house. But I tell you, there's a few tables, and only a few of those VIP tables. And if you want one, they're going to go like hotcakes. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. They start as low as $40 and as high as to whatever you want to pay if you want to get close to the fighters and close to the action. And if you need a table, contact Rick Merigian. That's Rick Merigian. He'll give you a good deal. And please let him know the Fighter's Voice sent you, and he'll honor that deal. I mean, he's going to do the best he can. He's still a businessman, but he's going to give you a great deal. I'm looking at this card right now. And one particular fight stands out for me, Mateo. And that's, last 2 weeks ago, we had Joshua the Professor Franco. And he went to the trilogy with Andrew Maloney, and then we had the Maloney brothers, of course. But we kept talking about a certain someone that this guy's just itching, he's just hot and waiting for his opportunity to explode. And that's Bam Rodriguez, who's going to finally get his long-awaited title shot at the WBA World Light Featherweight title. It's going to be a great fight. The world awaits, man. I await. And I just have this feeling, Mateo, it's not going to go the distance. Not going to go the distance at all. I mean, this guy's just been waiting. And, these brothers, they want to hold the bouts together. I mean, iron sharpens iron. And, of course, he's trained by the future Hall of Famer, Robert Garcia. I almost said Mikey. Well, yeah, of course Mikey's going to be a future Hall of Famer. I was correct there, too, as a boxer. And he's also his speed and agility coach, strength and condition, is Dr. Charles Tremblay. So he got a great team. These cats are from, I believe, Texas. And two brothers, man. I mean, the whole plan is for them to win world titles together. As you know, Joshua Franco has his belt. And waiting for little brother to claim his in both our WBA. I'm looking forward to that card. And then we have Garcia versus Martin. That's going to be also another great event. But what really gets me is, that's the main event. What really gets me is Mikey Garcia making that long-awaited return. And see, Mateo, he could do it anywhere. He can do it in Dallas, Texas. He can do it in Las Vegas. He can do it in New York. Hell, he can even do it in Regis Prograis home backyard of New Orleans. But he chooses to do it in Fresno, California, the 559. I just have a feeling, Rick Morrigan had something to do with that. Him and along with a great team of management, trainers, etc. And, hey, Fresno's hungry for boxing, and boxing is hungry for Fresno. So it's a great combination there. But I'm looking also, you got Soto Gonzalez for the WBO World Light Featherweight title. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting three great fights, two for world titles. Anytime Mikey walks into the ring, man, he brings his best, a world of excitement, and it's going to be at a catch weight, I believe, at 145 pounds. I spoke to Regis briefly today, and we didn't talk to him about the fight, but, I always keep in contact with him, and, we'll see about getting him on the show soon as things progress. Don't quote me on this, but don't be surprised if Regis Prograis is sitting ringside, and, I can see it now, the drama already building. He steps up in the ring, that stare down takes place, and then everybody gets the goosebumps. Everybody anticipates this war that's going to take place, and it's going to be a great matchup. I mean, then we're asking Mikey to become a true junior welterweight. That's at 140 pounds. And I can see him bringing his strength and his tenacity and also just his ring generalship, because Mikey's, I know the professor's name's already gone, but Mikey's a professor once he's in the ring. He baits you, he sets traps, he knows exactly what he's doing. I've never seen him not being able to have his way, except for, of course, when he moved up to 140 pounds and took on Errol Spence. Errol Spence is Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia is Mikey Garcia. A lot of people would think, hey, they would want to see it again. And I'm thinking, man, maybe, maybe not. But I truly believe we're going to see the best of Mikey at 140 pounds. Although, he did put the 147 pounds. To me, it looks a little better than he did the first time. But enough about that. Mikey be competing in the junior welterweight division, and setting up that big showdown with Regis Prograis. That fight is still on the table. It's not off the table. Don't let anybody tell you, it's not going to happen. Listen, man, it's going to happen. It's just there's some things in place that need to happen before. Mikey's a businessman, and Mikey's a smart man. He's just not going to walk in there without every T and I dotted. Now, there's also going to be somebody on that card, and the announcement's going to be made tomorrow. Tomorrow. I wish I could tell you more, but I've already said enough. And just remember for that special announcement to take place, and we shall see. But this Saturday in the MMA world, I'm going to change it up a little bit. In the MMA world, that's Bellator MMA. It can be seen on Showtime. This fight is going to take place at the SAP Center. And the headliner, Phil Davis and Romero, they're going to go at it. Phil Davis is like one of those guys that just don't go away, man. You see him on paper, and you think this guy is going to get beat. He looks beatable. But, man, the guy shows up every single time. I mean, he's there before you know it. He's tapping you out, or he's just out hustling you, out working you. But Romero's just a different specimen. I've also thought to myself, as you get older, I mean, you will lose muscle, and this guy just continues to look good day in and day out. That'll be the headliner on Bellator MMA for the light heavyweight main event. But on the undercard, as you see that as poster here, Big Al Gonzalez from Fresno, California. You know, he's going to be bringing it. He's going to be bringing everything that he has. He leaves it all inside the cage. I almost said the ring. All inside the cage, day in and day out. Comes from a tough background, but that's all behind him now. But he constantly reminds himself where he came from and the work that he put in to establish himself as a true professional. So, Big Al, we're going to be rooting for you. Myself and Mark Davis, that's a name from the past. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to cover it. You know, this will be our first time me and Mark working together. I said in about maybe 3 years back in the day with the fighter's voice. You know, I mean, it was actually called The Sweet Science versus the Cage. Mark Davis behind camera. So those of you that remember that. So we're going to see how it goes. Mateo is going to be on assignment this Sunday in Porterville. Is it Porterville? Parlier, Porterville. It's all the same, man. No, Parlier, California. For a meet and greet. We got the Avalos brothers. We got Jose Avalos, and then we have the Land Shark. I mean, these brothers, man, again, iron sharpens iron. Fresno is full of MMA, man. MMA events right here. Do we have that poster? We can pull that up and eliminate this one right now.
I need to find it in an email, but I'll fill it up right
Okay, no, I text it to you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We keep it raw. We keep it short. But, you know, I like the design, man, and I like where these brothers are going because they're just not fighters, but they're entrepreneurs, man. They're taking care of business. They do what they need to do, both inside the cage and outside the cage. None of this, oh, I didn't get my medicals done, or I didn't draw my blood in time, or I didn't make weight. These guys are true professionals. They make weight. They do what needs to be done, and they do it to the best of their ability.
So we're taught in Parlier, man.
Parlier town, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So how many people are in there? Like 100 total? Everybody knows everybody. It's like, you know, Mayberry.
I'll tell you what, you can drive a trailer through Parlier. The tail end will be on one side and the front of the truck will be on the other.
What's the next town there? Was it Sanger, Selma?
You got it right between Sanger, Selma, and Reedley, yeah. Right
Okay. So when's that meet and greet going to take place? Need me to send it to you again?
Yeah, that meet and greet's coming on Sunday. It'll be at Earl Ruth Park.
Yeah.
Parlier.
Yeah, I just sent it. No, you do have it.
I got it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're waiting on that right now, man, because this is going to take a life of its own. And, you know, I don't like talking about something and then we're showing something else. You know, I could be talking about Batman, but we're showing a picture of Robin, man. We just got to make sure that we're on the same page, making this look good. Like the Avalos brothers, man. I mean, you got one that's a green-eye monster, and then you got one that's just a shark on land, a land shark. And the younger one, he's the heavier one, I believe. He's the middleweight, and the brothers the featherweight. Yeah, there we go. Man, that's a nice poster put together.
Poster, that's why
the Avalos brothers right there, man. And I'm looking at that 559 belt. Actually, he signed with Jeremy Luchau, and I believe the dark side, he likes to call himself. But that day right there, listen, I'm looking at it. They're going to have a meet and greet. They're going to be signing autographs for their posters. They're also going to be, you know, selling their apparel, hats, hoodies, towels, T-shirts. And see, they can sit back and say, oh, it's me, I need sponsorship, I need money. They're not going to wait on that. Of course they do. Every fighter does. But they're doing something about it. They're making it happen themselves. And plus, they're giving back to the people.
Definitely.
And speaking of giving back to the people, man, I mean, a lot of people have hit me up about Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez from Avenal. He posted something the other day, and if we have a picture, we could put anything up we have of Jose.
Yeah.
He posted something that he's going to be giving away a car this Sunday. So if you're in Avenal, I know his church there is going to be selling tickets. I believe they're $25 a ticket. But I love those odds. $25 a ticket to get a brand new car, Mateo?
All day.
That is a fair way of helping everyone. Because everybody, you know, is in need and everybody needs help. But these days, there's a little sacrifice. We can spare $25 to win a car of the value of, I believe, anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. The guy loves to give his time, give his honesty, and he's hands-on. He's not one of those that doesn't like getting his hands dirty. He's that special person in the community. So he's going to be giving out a car. I know they're going to have a drawing Sunday in Avenal. But the following Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m., only on The Fighter's Voice, He'll be in studio. His first interview since losing his WBC, WBO crown to Josh Taylor in Las Vegas, Nevada. We communicated briefly, and Jose was doing what he needed to do. I mean, he said, you know what, the boxing business, I wanted to put it aside right now, and I want to concentrate on being the best father that I can, regroup, restart, and now he's ready to go. And he said, yeah, Richard, I'll be there. So we plan on having Jose Ramirez in studio next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Now, on October, I'm going to look at this right now. I'm going to look on my phone there, my cheat sheet. Let me see. I mean, the guy just continues to give. Constantly. What date do we? Oh, let me look at this right here. That's a shame, too, because I had some questions for our guests, too. Questions came in. Actually, one came in from Showtime Sean Porter for Jono King Kong Carroll, because he was actually calling his fight, Mateo, and, it was a great question. But, yeah, sometimes things happen for a reason, and whatever reason, I don't know. Now, Friday, October 8th in Madera, California, at Torres High School, Jose Ramirez is going to be the guest speaker there. He's going to be talking to the kids about life, about education, about anything is possible, sharing his testimony on when he first came to the United States, the California area, and his whole story about his mom and dad. It's a beautiful story. It's a heartwarming story, and he continues to write new chapters, Mateo. I mean, he's introducing himself to Madera, California, and sharing his testimony. That's what it's going to do. It's going to help these kids in education, help them better themselves, help them motivate themselves, as if to say, okay, anything is possible. And to have him in the auditorium there, actually the gymnasium, man, it's second to none. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to have the privilege of announcing him as he takes the podium, and just him then once again giving back. I mean, when you say champion, you truly mean, a lot of people just say it, but you truly mean champion inside and outside of the ring, and that's Jose Ramirez. But, I'll let him talk some more about it when he's in studio this Tuesday, 6 p.m. in Madera, California. We changed the locations of our studio. We're now in Madera, California. The M, the A, the D, the E, the R, the A. Madtown, people like to call it. So, yeah, there he is there. Look at, I mean, he got a statue there in Fresno. And, hey, his brother Luis is in there. And congratulations, Luis is going to be getting married soon, and found himself a beautiful woman, a beautiful partner in life. And when you see people grow, as, when Jose won that bout, I said that bout belongs to us because we're a part of it. But I also feel like we're a part of his chapter. I mean, because we get to see them progress as a family, and the rest is history. Of course, he's managed by Rick Merigian. Now, that'll be Tuesday. That following Thursday, we're going to have Robert Garcia will be our guest that following Thursday. And, I'm going to pick his brain. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about Jose. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about Virgil Ortiz. And I know he's going to be excited to talk about Bam Rodriguez, who's going to be on the undercard of Mikey Garcia's fight. I'm also going to talk to him about Mikey, but not too much about Mikey. You know why, Mateo? Because the following Tuesday, we got Mikey Garcia on the show. It's going to be at a special time of 8:30 because I don't want to take Mikey away from his training, from his workouts, his regimen, and what have you. See, the thing about being independent, the thing about being your own boss and your own owner of the Fighter's Voice is we can do as we please. We can make these adjustments. I don't want to do them all the time. I like to stay structured. But when you got a 4-division champion of the world who's going to be fighting in your backyard, who's not only a great champion inside but also outside of the ring and is a man of his word, you make these accommodations as such. That's Tuesday. The following Thursday, we have with us the promoter of the year, manager, runner-up for manager of the year, and he's now managing Joshua Franco, Virgil Ortiz, and, of course, the rest is history with Jose Ramirez, and that's promoter Rick Merigian. And this is what he tells me. I said, Rick, I need to have you in studio. I would like to have you in studio that day. He goes, too much going on. We're going to do it by way of phone call. Hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll take it any way that I can get it because it's going to be in the heart of October. And, his phone's going to be ringing off the hook. He's going to be, giving away tickets. He's going to be selling tables. The life of a promoter, man, never sleeps. And believe it or not, once he's closing this deal closes, I know he gives all his attention to it, but he's already thinking at the back end of Jose when his homecoming and possibly Fresno or Virgil Ortiz making a bid for a world title shot. And, hey, the man's on the move. The man's making moves. So I just laid out our schedule, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in, man. And if you're a fighter out there, man, and you want to be heard, hey, man, inbox me. Get a hold of me somehow, some way. Have your manager get a hold of me. Have somebody get a hold of me, and we can work it out. But there has to be some news, man. Not just, hey, yeah, I fight. And, we used to do those interviews, but we got to stay, hey, we got to make sure there's a storyline in place. Now, talk about a storyline in place. I do want to talk about Bud Crawford and Showtime Shawn Porter. That was announced this week. It's official. These two are going to share the ring. It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, you got a man that's considered pound for pound the best in the world in Bud Crawford. And you got a man considered, I'll take on every man that's so-called pound for pound in the world. I'm not going to duck anybody because when my career is said and done, you're going to know that I took on all comers and I took on strictly the best. And Shawn Porter, he's never ducked anybody, man. I mean, he's made it apparent. He made it crystal clear. This is why I want to fight. This is why I want to fight. But to take on Bud Crawford, and they are friends, but right now that friendship is on hold. It's business, and the business is in hand of that world title. I mean, Shawn Porter wants that belt again. And, both of them are going to do great. I know the numbers as far as the millions that are involved for this fight. What Bud is supposed to get, and also Shawn Porter. But the main thing is how are we going to break down this fight? What's really going to go on, and what's really going to happen? A lot of people saying, oh, well, Bud Crawford, he's just going to knock him out, and then he raises his hand. And Shawn Porter just doesn't get knocked out. Shawn Porter doesn't show up to a fight and say, okay, I'm here to get knocked out. I'm here to get defeated. No, Shawn Porter, he brings everything, his whole will. He brings everything inside that ring, and he has a great team behind him. Great guy, inside and out. And Bud Crawford, too. I don't got no beef with Bud. Me and Bud are cool. The first time I met him, he was kind of quiet. The second time I met him, I mean, he took a picture with every single person that was there. And just a good guy. It was on the Jamal Herring card when he was in Fresno, California. We're going to talk a little bit more about Jamal Herring, Shakur Stevenson. But Showtime Shawn Porter, man, I mean, I've been privileged to call him not just a professional fighter, but a friend, a true friend, and we actually we communicated today, and it had anything to do about boxing. I'll just share with you a little bit. It had something to do with some pets. He's an animal lover as I am, and we talked about some cats and just some different things. And Shawn Porter's living the life right now, man. He's happy. His stability's there, and you know what? His outlook on life is it's top notch, and he tests himself not just in the ring but outside of the ring as a commentator, and he's doing great. You can heard him last Saturday on the Triller card. He did a great job along with Ray Flores and even 50 Cent. 50 Cent was there, man, and they were making it happen. And actually, I reached out to them to see if they had any questions for our guest tonight, and the only one that replied was Shawn Porter. Ray Flores usually replies, but, he's busy, or maybe he's feeling kind of sad about the Chicago Bears, man. I'll give him a little hard time, man, because he takes that stuff serious, as they all do, and as, I do too. I'm a Cowboy fan, and my heart's still a little bit broken. That's all I want to talk about that, and I don't want to go into styles just yet and who's going to win that fight. It's still early out there, but we will be breaking it down, and hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, before they enter the ring, we'll have Shawn Porter on the Fighter's Voice podcast. He's never turned me down. He said, anytime you want. But I do want to respect his training method and everything that he has in place. So I'll probably reach out to him maybe this weekend or early next week and give you guys a date so you guys can start sending your questions and comments. But also, man, who I also consider a friend is Mr. Semper Fi, and that's Jamal Herring taking on Shakur Stevenson, defending his belt. Jamal Herring, man, I mean, I can say this about a lot of fighters that I know, and I just can't help it. It's the truth. A lot of fighters are just genuine, man. I mean, they're givers, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to conduct themselves as such, like a true professional. Jamel Herring, class act. I mean, the man is in tremendous shape. I'm looking forward to this fight right here. Mateo, I don't have a problem going to Vegas, when there's a fight. But, I need to get down to Atlanta. I can't just sit back and just be at home and watch this fight. I got to put in for a credential. I got to get to Atlanta. I got to cover that fight. I posted something earlier today on my Instagram. It says, I want to read it right here, and I want people's feedback on this. Some people were laughing. Maybe they got it. Maybe they didn't get it. Nevertheless, I just felt that it needed to be addressed, especially going into these big fights right now.
I'll tell you what, in Atlanta, or I've been on the East Coast,
yeah,
up and down, and anybody I hear over there, they say, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta. I don't know for what, but every single person says, hey, I'm going to Atlanta. There's a lot of moves being made in Atlanta. And they're calling it like the new Hollywood.
They are.
Instead of being in Hollywood, people nowadays they're fed up with it. They're going to Atlanta because there's new things coming.
I know they got beautiful homes there, and the prices on homes is very good.
Perfect place for new things to come out.
Well, I got to get down there. I posted something earlier today, and it said, I'll read it to you. Everyone wants credentials, but not everyone wants to work for them. And when I say that, and here's my hashtags I put hashtag you have no content. I put hashtag my selfie is my content. I put hashtag but I know the promoter. I put hashtag I love free shit. I put hashtag my website is with 3 question marks, because do you have one? And I put hashtag I this and I that. Meaning, I can do this, I can do that. Yeah, I run these media outlets and these people that, I've done this, I've done that. Okay, well, where's your website? How can I figure? And I see them there. They're supposed to be covering a fight. They're sitting there, they're eating, or they're trying to get free shit. Free T-shirts, free time, sign my glove. Bro, first of all, a media person that's working an event, and you're bringing out a glove to be signed?
You're not a fan. You're a media person.
I could appreciate that. Like when Jose comes by Tuesday, I'm probably going to have him, I don't know. The last time he signed a glove for my son, to Richie. I don't know, maybe sign the wall here. One of the wall here, or the poster that I have him and Josh Taylor. I'll have him do that, And, yeah, something like that. But I'm not going to do that at an event. I'm going to respect it as such. And there's people that do that. They'll sit there, and I'm thinking, aren't you going to interview somebody later or attempt to? And they're eating nachos or they're eating a burrito or hamburgers. Brother, I'm drinking water, and I got my toothbrush in my bag because nobody wants to be interviewed with somebody that smells like onion rings. So, and I just looked, and I'm thinking, wow. But then I see some, and these guys are out there grinding. They're hustling, man, and I admire that. I watch that. And then I see their content. And these other guys that ask for credentials, I never see any content. But you know what I do see, Mateo? I see about 500 selfies like this. Where's the content? You asked for a credential. You were granted a credential, not just to sit on a chair with this emblem and show everybody, look what I got. I'm VIP today. So somebody was turned down a credential, because not everybody's awarded a credential. Mm-hmm. I've been turned down many times, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I know what I need to work on and what we need to do, etc. But if you were awarded a credential, that means somebody was turned down. So there's true media that was turned down. And some people that get it, they're not even interviewing anybody. They're not taking notes. They're not writing. Where does it go? Where's the content? Yep. Their selfie is their content.
Some people see it as a free ticket. It's not a free ticket. You're a media source.
Just buy a ticket, man. Yeah. Buy a ticket. That way you can go drink a beer or do whatever you want to do. Or there's that one guy that sits next to me and he goes, hey, and he's talking my ear off. I finally have to say, brother, actually, you're not even supposed to sit there, because that's not who you are on there. But that's not my job to say it. It's just I came here to grind and to work. But I don't like to call it work, because, again, you do what you love. You never work a day in your life. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, okay, wow. Right? And I'm waiting for someone to audit me. Tap me on the shoulder, says, who are you? Where do you belong? This is who I am. Check our website. Check our Instagram, our Twitter. Check our YouTube channel. Check our platform. Check out the show. So I'm done venting about that. It's just, I see all these fights, and I can just see all these guys. Okay, I'm going to hit this promoter because I'm going to get this free credential. I'm going to do. Brother, that's fine, man. Just, hey, I'll worry about myself. I only have a concern if I don't get one. And I may not get one. Who knows? Fresno, California, I've done anything with the zone, but I'm going to go out there and show them our page and show them what we do and just, show them our hustle. We'll make it happen, man. We're going to definitely make that happen. Now, enough about that. I don't even know where that came from, but today I just felt like just posting it. But what I do want to talk about a little more today is, Jamel Herring and Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur is already trying to play mind games by being verbal and, with Jamel. I mean, but, he's such a great athlete. He doesn't have to do all that talking. I mean, he's a great athlete. He's a great performer. I mean, he's supposed to be the next best thing. Top Rank said that. But somebody needs to convince Jamel Herring because he's not having that. Jamel Herring's not waking up, running, and sacrificing for his family just to say, okay, Shakur's talking a lot, so I'm just going to vacate my belt. No, he's going to go up there swinging. He's going to go up there and just take the fight over. I look forward to that one, man. And it's no secret, I'm rooting for Jamel Herring. Why? Because of the things that he's done for me personally, inside and outside of the ring. Shakur, I got no beef with Shakur. I mean, I met him before. I said, hello, how you doing? And, it's just part of the business. Sometimes we root for somebody. Now, who's going to win on paper? Then I'm going to have to break that down as best as I can. I spoke to Andy Vincent today because he's a personal friend of mine. Not today, a couple of days ago. And I said, hey, Andy, close fight, first of all. I had my own scorecard. I've had it very, very close. But I told him, hey, I just want to let you know our guest that we have scheduled is Carroll. And he goes, he kind of chuckled because, no, Rich, he goes, hey, do what you got to do. I go, no, I'm just giving you a call out of courtesy and out of respect because, I'm not that guy. One week I'm talking to you, the next I'm talking to the winner. I think I owe you a phone call, and he was cool with it. And he actually, Andy had a question for him. He wanted to ask him. It was a legitimate question in a comment. So I was getting ready to unload that question and just go with the flow, expecting to have our guest in studio. Well, not in studio by way of Zoom, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So a lot of things that are happening is, one, we have some things on the table. We have some open doors. And before I say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, or I have this big announcement to make, I don't do any of that stuff. Even when I've been hired to ring announce or color commentate, I don't go around posting it before because, as you know, it's very competitive. I'll give you some highlights of it after the fact because, those guys that are out there hustling and making it happen and that are with Golden Boy, DAZN, Mayweather Promotions, Top Rank, etc. Man, I mean, I would love to be where you're at, but I know it takes hard work. I'm not going to just sit back and say, okay, maybe they'll call me. We'll continue to do what we do. You be the best ring announcer you can. You the best commentator you can. The best post-fight interview you can. Pre-fight interview you can. And I'm attempting to be the best podcaster that I can possibly be because this is all I got control of right now. And there's some other things that I do want to do and involve myself in. Maybe, Rick Morrigan say, hey, Richard, they need this person here or this person there, or I'll give it my best shot, my opportunity. And, I'm just not going to sit back and hold my breath. You got to make things happen. And speaking of making things happen, this Saturday, San Jose, California, man, Big Al Gonzalez, he put it in existence. He opened his own door by opening his mouth and saying, this is what I need to do. This is what I want to do. So how do you not root for a man like that? How do you not root for a person that has a strong testimony and a strong story, as all the fighters do, as myself personally do? Those that know me personally know why I do the thumbs up before and after. And Mateo, a lot of people don't even know why I really do that. Sometimes when I'm in Vegas, they'll call me the thumbs up guy. They go, hey, there's a thumbs up guy. I'll take that. That's fine. But it wasn't recently. I was asked to write a letter to the WBC, and then it was kind of hard. I thought, I want to sit back there and write down exactly why I do the thumbs up, and it's for my son. But I was able to write it just smoothly, just all came out. So I'll be sending that letter there, and hey, maybe we'll help some kids out along the way. But and see, again, that slipped out. I wasn't even supposed to say that. The WBC, the World Boxing Council, the green belt, a lot of people like to call it. So we had some things happen along the way as far as a fight take place. I mean, we talked about Oscar Valdez, and I mean, enough of that. What's Oscar supposed to do? Not fight? He still has to make a living. It's not his fault. The outcome was the outcome, and more power to him, man. Continue, move forward and brush yourself off and do whatever you think you need to do. Make those adjustments that need to be made. Somebody came up to me today, and not today, yesterday. They sent me a picture, and it was of a person I know, and they're telling me, "Hey, Rich, this person has a podcast, and he's out there." And I was happy for him, man, because at the end of the day, everybody's out there trying to get it. Everybody's out there trying to succeed. Everybody's out there trying to make it happen. And I try to be as original as I possibly can without, taking away from truly who I am. But, I've been around some good people, man, in my whole life. And I continue to make sure that my circle is strong and my circle is handpicked accordingly. So those are decisions that we got to make. Now, I got a question here.
Just stuff that's popping up.
Oh, and what do we have on the show? What's it saying there? Maybe I'll address something.
There's some people usually address that are coming up in the news.
Really? What am I missing there? Oh, okay. The WBA orders. Okay. What is it, Mateo? If you need to read it, go for it.
I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez. He's saying that he will not grant.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't believe that. He did say,
that's
I will not grant Lomachenko a rematch. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, enough dollars. I mean, because you got to make it as difficult as possible. You don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight. Now it's co-signed. It's already going to be done. He needs to say that. That's the thing to say. As if I was his manager or his publicist, you don't guarantee anything. You say, well, we're moving on. We're no longer, hey, that chapter's closed. Now, as a financial backer, as a promoter, I want that fight to happen. So how do we open up that chapter? You contact him and you talk to him with some Benjamins, some guarantees. And believe me, money talks, the rest walks.
Yep.
It really does. I mean, it's a money-infested business.
Just been watching that 140 pound division, and man, there's fireworks going off left and right, and I love it.
There is. And one possible matchup is, we talked about it last Tuesday. And that's Jose Zepeda, and possibly Regis or Mikey or Arnold Barboza or Tank Davis or Ryan Garcia. And, there's a lot of cats out there, man. Teofimo Lopez, and also Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez. I mean, where do you hide in that division? There is nowhere to hide in that division. And for him to say, I want a title shot, he knows there's no easy title shot there. No. He's well prepared to take on whoever's there, the best in the division, because you can have a lot of guys proclaim that they are the best in that division. Styles make fights. It all depends on how they match them up. I still think a great matchup and easy fight to make is Arnold Barboza and Jose Zepeda. But I don't see it happening right now. I just don't. Because of the friendship or what have you. You know what? No, it's business. Top Rank don't care about friendship. Top Rank thinks about ratings. They're a business. No harm, no foul. They think about ratings and the best matchup. Especially if you're going to be on TV, Mateo, they're not going to match you up with just a tomato can. You're on TV. ESPN, they want the best fights on there. They're not going to say, okay, once again, first round, second round knockout. I'm paying these commentators. I want these guys to talk about something. I'm paying these fighters. I want some good matchups. As we got to see, last week, young Gabriel Flores took on a veteran of the game. Was there a lesson there? Absolutely. Who's going to benefit the most? We don't know. We had one that was victorious, but Gabriel Flores, he's 21 years old. He's a sponge. I think he's going to come back wiser, sharper, and the last time I talked to his dad, I joked around with him. I'm saying, when's the last time he was able just to be a kid? And he said, Rich, hey, we're here in this position because young Gabe sacrificed. I get it. Now, rest is good. Rest is good. Come back wiser and stronger and make the adjustments that you need to make. And young Gabriel Flores will be a world champion one day. I believe that is going to happen. Will he be better than before? I truly believe he will. He's not going to take anything for granted, and just know that at any given day, just like any given Sunday. But, he's taking it really good. He's taking it really well mentally. And that was my concern. I reached out to him, and he replied by just small, that, hey, I see you, as if to say. Because, I'm sure his phone is just blowing up completely. Mm-hmm. He's going to be fine. Trust me, he's going to be fine. It's a great team. And, I like to see him make some adjustments. Hey, you got Andre Ward as your advisor. Now it's time to advise. You got Jay Prince there on your team, and he has a great team around him. So, yeah, he'll be fine.
It amazes me when how boxing's a different kind of sport. Like you can go into basketball per se or something like that, and you're not looking to be, winning the NBA championship every year. If you are, it's pretty unheard of. But you're looking at the losses and you're calculating what you're going to do next year in the NBA. But boxing, I feel like everybody's looking at the Mayweather effect. They're thinking that, I have to go 50-0, and I don't think that's the case. I think a lot of boxers learn from their
who loses off that? No, I wouldn't say the fans, the fighters themselves, these young fighters, because they overbid themselves. Therefore, they don't get the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Somebody's been convincing them that they're all that in a bag of chips. You're not the Mayweather. You're not Triple G. You need to take anything and everything that's offered to you, even if you have to settle right now. Once you become that name and become that factor, then you can have the demand and let your manager control all that. You concentrate on what you need to control in the boxing ring. Let your advisor control all that stuff for you. He's going to soak it all up, come back to you, and, hey, get the best deal that he can. But for you to say, I want this X amount of dollars, and now you're not on the event, well, who lost and who didn't?
Money on the table there.
Hey, man. Leaving it. You got to make good of yourself, and the opportunity was given to you. You just outbidded yourself. The money's going to come by itself. Mayweather didn't get that money overnight. You have to remember, he put the work in, and Mayweather's a special type of talent.
Definitely.
But on a different end, man, I want to give a congratulations to Fresno's own Marcos Madman Hernandez, who in his last outing came in as the B-side. The B-side. He wasn't expected to win. He had a great outing along with his team. Henry Ramirez, Mark the Cut Man, that's what's up. And, of course, his father back in the corner, Joseph Hernandez, added that extra spark. And I was told before they left, usually the father say the prayer, but I was told Mark E. himself said, Lord, just let's have some fun in there, and we put it all in your hands. Bro, I watched the fight, Mateo, and the kid looked rejuvenated. He looked happy. He had some pep in his step. And he finished the fight the way he started. He had a second win, and he never went away. I mean, he was in overdrive, man, and put a good account of himself. He beat an undefeated fighter, and, he looked good. Man. He looked good. I was proud of him. He did really well. Did well for Fresno. Most of all, he did well for his family, and he made good of that opportunity. Again, can you imagine if Marcos would have said, oh, no, I want this amount of dollars?
He wouldn't have been on stage.
He wouldn't have been on TV. He wouldn't have had the platform, and he wouldn't have been able to do exactly what he loves to do, and that's Marcos Madman Hernandez right now with a record of 15-4, 2 draws, and 3 KOs. And a lot of people may think, okay, what's that KOs only 3? Okay, let him pop you and let me know what's up with that. So, I mean, when you're fighting in the heavier division, man, these guys, they got granite chins. They're there for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
And, no, Marcos did really well. He did very, very well. We're going to see him in a possibly main event. And I just don't know why we don't see him in Fresno. Maybe that's they're working on that. We don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know there's going to be another special announcement tomorrow. I will say that. I was told I couldn't say anything. Well, I'm not mentioning any names. I do honor it. But tomorrow, look for a special announcement for Fresno, California. Look for a special announcement tomorrow. I have the footage. I have the release. I was told, Richard, don't you dare release that until it's released. There's only 3 people that know. Me, you, and me and you. So I'll take that, man. But, yeah, I'm going to honor that. And, yeah, exactly. Sometimes when they call me up or they'll tell me something, and, okay, is this guy testing me or something? Does he think that I'm going to go out and do this? Because one time, Sean Gibbons, he said, Rich, let me tell you something. First, you know it right now. Manny Pacquiao's taking on Keith Thurman. I didn't say anything because I was afraid. I was like, okay, is he just saying that or he wants to see where I'm at? But no. Sean don't play games like that. He's not going to throw you a curveball. He's going to throw you a fastball down the pipe. Actually, he sent me a picture today of him and Jeremy Cajas doing what? A thumbs up for Richie. So I posted it this morning. Sean's a solid dude. We need more Sean Gibbons of the world to control boxing, and we'd have a cleaner organization. And one thing about Sean, he's going to keep it real. The cat doesn't have his tongue. Sean's in control, knows the game both inside and out. And, of course, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man takes care of all his affairs, promotions, and also the Philippines. But, you know, people do want to say different things, and people do want to be vocal, and sometimes they just talk out of their you-know-what. Sean Gibbons, hey, he makes sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted. Sean, I still got to get you on the show, man. Got to get you on the show. I know you're a busy man. And you know what? You know what else I want to get on the show, Mateo? I want to get German Acajas. I want to challenge myself with the language barrier, the Filipino language, and work with an interpreter. We'll make it happen. Because German's in there. I don't want to hear that he doesn't know English. Last time I was told Canelo didn't know English. And what did he say? He told Eddie Hearns, what did I say? Easy money. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Crystal clear. And to use that terminology, it is what it is. Yeah, the man's having a good time. But see, money, once you see money there, boy, you'll learn a different language real quick. Listen, man, these young fighters, and I'm going to go talk about these young fighters. Make sure your team is together, man, and make sure you have an advisor, and make sure you have an accountant, and make sure you invest your money well. I know Mikey Garcia, he's doing something with some young fighters. He's making sure, Mateo, that they have a career and a life after boxing, because a lot of them, they don't need a flash by buying cars and doing this and that. And I know some do, but after they got to that point, after they paid them their dues, won a world title or two, then they do that. But you don't want to end up broke, man. And now, what do you know? I mean, Miguel Cotto doesn't have to work in his life, but he told his wife in his last fight, this is all that I know. In his boxing, it's in his blood, and now he has a great promotion team. He reinvented himself as a promoter. He's a people person. I don't know one person in this whole world that does not like Miguel Cotto, man. He's just a great dude. And yeah, man. Now, Wild Card Gym, man. I want to talk a little bit about Wild Card Gym, Freddie Roach, and what they got going over there in Marie. I've been absent there for a while now. I've been itching to want to get back there. I want to contact them and see if I can maybe hang out there a little bit. And, you know, I still want to get Freddie on the podcast. I want to maybe do a podcast at Wild Card Gym. You know, I was fortunate to do one at Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy and felt very comfortable. It was cool. Robert's cool. And, you know, when you get along with somebody, you know, you ought to make sure there's that chemistry. And, you know, I want to establish more chemistry, man. I mean, you met Marie. What did she tell you when you met her?
She told me something about because I was wearing the Fighter's Voice shirt, and she said, you got to remember what that represents and how you carry yourself while you're wearing it. So
she did say that. She said, treat it with respect.
Treat it with respect.
I remember that. And see, she didn't have to say that. She could have just said, oh, nice shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, Marie, she's super cool, man. She makes things happen. Well, you know what? Hey, we had the show planned and we had a guest planned. But you know what I wanted to do most of all? Because if you cannot do a podcast by yourself, you cannot call yourself a host of a podcast. Every time a fighter walks through that door, a guest, every time a guest calls on that phone and they're on that phone, that is a blessing. But you got to mentally expect them not to call. You got to be ready to take on the show if they don't show up. You got to make it happen. You got to have, you know, you could be witty. You know, I'm not going to Google all this other stuff and say it word for word. This is a jab. No, and there's people that do that. I'm not going to say who they are because they know who they are. You know, I'll educate myself. I'll do my homework when I need to do so. But when you know it, you know, and just have fun, man. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Just like Canelo said, it is what it is. And I got another inbox today. I said, Richard, you need to get your YouTube subscribers up. I said, yes, I understand that. But see, this guy thinks that I don't have a real job. And he goes, why weren't you at this fight? Why weren't you? Bro, I don't have all that money to go to Vegas, then go to New York the next day, and then go to Texas. You know, he goes, okay, I'm going to go to your backyard, and I'm going to show you how to really do it. I'm like, okay. But I felt like telling him, okay, well, make sure you don't get thrown out of the event this time because, you know, he has a habit of doing that. And, you know, it kind of works for him. Because before I was going, what's this dude doing? But he's kind of getting a following on how to get thrown out. I mean, he should write a book. How do you get thrown out of an event? Well, I can tell you how. Think that you're Canelo, try to dress up like you're Canelo, but you're not Canelo, and you will get thrown out of the event. I'm just messing with you, Larry, but no, man, I appreciate your friendship. I do. We're a little different when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not willing to do things like that, and you know, it is what it is, man. But you know, hey, I know you got some footage too, man. You were hearing him talk a little bit of smack about a certain someone, and I was going, okay, whatever.
Day, yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I've never been able to. I don't get that part.
Yeah.
If you don't like somebody, you don't agree with them, out hustle them, outwork them.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it that way.
Sure
it's easy to close your eyes and just talk bad about somebody. No.
I'm sure he wouldn't have any problem with me releasing that at some point. He'd be like, let me see that real quick, and throw that somewhere, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, now he is crazy. He is a little different, but
makes a lot of noise, man.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He does. I mean, a lot of these fighters, they make noise. They promote themselves. And
it's just like the Paul brothers, the same thing. Shoot, when they first started, they were just trying to make as much.
They're
noise as
great
possible.
entertainers and they're great promoters. Now, as athletes, they're decent athletes for picking it up.
There we go, yeah.
Now, they would have picked up boxing since day one. I think they would have been above average.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I will say. But as far as promoting themselves, they're a promoter's dream.
Mastermind.
They don't have to say anything. Hey, it is what it is. From grabbing hats to getting punched in the face to calling people out and taking on fights. Because I don't care if it's a different sport than the sport you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Paul's only done boxing as long as these MMA fighters have done boxing, so it's even ground. But these MMA fighters are Greco-Roman wrestlers, are Olympians, are former world champions inside of the cage. They're just out of their element, as is Paul. Paul's trying to get in that element.
Yeah.
And he's putting the work in. I'm not mad at him. It's entertainment, man. It's entertainment. Now, to see him get in the ring with a true professional, hey, Paul, it's probably not going to last that long. So he's doing he knows exactly what he's doing. He's not going to get in there with a true cruiserweight and a true light heavyweight in the top 10. It's just not going to happen unless he's getting paid $10 million and it's going to be worth taking the ass whipping.
Yep.
But I'm not hating on him. I'm not hating on him whatsoever.
Tell you what, both of those YouTubers knew exactly what they were doing the very first time with KSI and Logan Paul. Knew exactly what they were doing. They were just making noise.
What they did right now is started a revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's YouTubers, they want to go that and fight them. They want to go and do this and they want to do that to them.
Shoot, they got a whole celebrity boxing deal going.
I tell you what, you know what? You just mentioned something there. And I've always joked around, and I did ask, I didn't ask him about Mark Wahlberg, though, but I did ask Mario. I said, Mario, if you were to go in the ring and you were to mess it up and with another fighter, he goes, no, I got respect for all fighters. And he started laughing. He goes, man, I thought this was just going to be a shout out. I didn't think it was going to be a whole interview. But there was my time. There was my opportunity with Mario. And actually, he came up to me. He looked at me in the eyes. He goes, "Orale." And as he walked into the men's room. And because I was thinking, he's a lot taller than what I thought he would be. Nice guy. I mean, down-to-earth guy, man. Very fit, too.
Jeez.
But I would love to see him spar with Mark Wahlberg, even though they're friends. I'd love to see that happen. Who would win? I want to know right now. I want to take a poll. If they were to go 3 rounds, who would win 2 out of the 3 rounds? Mark Wahlberg or Mario Lopez? I'm playing matchmaker right now. We can make that happen right now.
I think we're going to see that at some point. It's just going to deal with numbers. They're going to have to figure that out, and then it'll come to.
And I'm not saying anything bad, where they block me or say, "Hey, what the hell? You're talking out of your ass, Rich. Don't say that. Don't do that." No, man. I mean, I'd love to see that. There's 2 great athletes, 2 great actors, entertainers, and they love the sport of boxing, and they do fairly well in their own right. They're in great shape, and almost the same age. And I'd like to see that happen.
Definitely.
Why not? That'd be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to. It's basically entertainment, and unless you see like the Mike Tyson stuff coming back with Triller.
Yeah.
That's halfway in between entertainment and boxing, because you're seeing some legends come back together and stuff, but they're not necessarily in their prime anymore. But shoot, they're still throw some people around in the ring.
Hey, there was still people watching though.
Definitely.
People watching. I mean, Evander Holyfield went 1 round. Tito Ortiz went 1 round. And Anderson Silva, landed that right hand. That was it with Tito Ortiz. And excuse me, I'm a fan of Tito Ortiz. I really am. Yeah. I'm a fan of Evander Holyfield. I like to see now Vitor Belfort and Anderson Silva because they have a history.
Yeah.
They do have a history. Of course they fought and the outcome of that. But leading up to that, they do have a history. But before the fight, before Vitor went in there with Evander Holyfield, the class act gentleman that Anderson Silva is, he went in there and, hey, kind of like wished him well, as if to say, okay, hey, you represent MMA, so do I, and I represent you. Whatever beef we had, it was exactly had, not anymore.
Mm-hmm. Anderson Silva's a class act, man. Did you see what he did on the airplane?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He offered his seat to Tito Ortiz's wife.
Yeah, that was, class act, man.
Well, I'll tell you how this connects, and then we're going to go home. I mean, as you know, Big Al Gonzalez, he broke his leg, kind of the same break that Anderson Silva had. Mm-hmm. And at the time, Cole Escovedo, UFC veteran, the Apache Kid himself, was friends with Anderson Silva, knows his people, and reached out and said, hey, this kid broke his leg, has a young career. Is there anything you can say or do to put some positivity in this kid's life? He just had it broken. So Anderson Silva sent him a video. Hey, Al, hey, we're rooting for you. Recover. It'll be okay. Believe me, I know I had the same break, et cetera, et cetera. And leading up to that, I didn't know that was one of Al Gonzalez's favorite fighters.
Yeah.
And that's Anderson Silva. So
told us to pull this up.
Exactly. He said that's the poster that he has. And see, there you go. Vitor Belfort, Anderson Silva. So they do got a history together.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, this Saturday, San Jose, California, leaving Saturday early in the morning, heading down there, getting some coverage, working with the old buddy that I had before. Because in this business, man, you don't want to burn bridges, but sometimes you can only be yourself, and sometimes you get the opportunity to fix it, and here we are, man. And I do have dreams and visions of putting together, I keep saying that, man, of a super team, just the dream team. And the dream team with the fighter's voice, I believe in its cause, and I believe Mark Davis can be one piece of that puzzle. Everybody put their egos aside, including myself, and make it happen. I'm laughing because, but Theo, you know the way I get before a show.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be distracted by dumb shit that you could have let me know 2 days ago or a night before or something. I'm trying to give the guests exactly what they deserve, and that's the platform, and give them my best as you. And we continue to grow and make errors as we go. But no, there he is, Big Al Gonzalez. Al, I'll see you Saturday. We're going to be rooting for you. And when I had him on the show, you remember, Theo, I said, I don't want to be one of those media outlets that, oh, yeah, we're rooting for you, but are we really? Do we make the time and the sacrifice to go see you and go cover your events?
Yeah.
And when I said that, I can tell he said, okay, well. But when I told him we'll be at the event, bro, you should have heard him. Like a kid in a candy store that very next day goes, oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Freaking motivation, bro. Let me hang up because I'm going to run 5 miles sprint all the way. I'm like, okay, get on down, bro. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm not saying just because it's me, just because, not just say about it, but be about it.
Definitely.
So,
He's one of those guys that's about it, man. And you can tell he came in here with his shirts. He knew what he was doing. Shoot, I see him at the swap meet every weekend.
Hustling.
Hustling, man. He's got the booth down. He's got everybody coming by. He's talking to people.
Plus, he's raffling some tickets. Oh, Smart man. He's making it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
entrepreneur.
I mean, probably every Sunday before this, you probably could have got him. But yeah, he's raffling out some tickets for some people. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. Now listen. Okay, I could only say so much. Richard Torres Jr. getting ready to make a big announcement soon, and I want to make sure that we're a part of that, man. The Fighters Voice, that we are a part of that. Yeah,
Yeah, Richard Torres is also another one of those class acts, man. He's a super humble guy.
Oh man, nice guy.
I was watching him, and I'd only heard the podcast before he went to the Olympics, and when he came afterwards, I was like, oh my god, like this guy's like genuinely super nice, but I see him in the ring and I see him fighting. I'm scared of this guy.
I mean, we just had a rock star in here.
Yeah, shoot, I'm a pretty big guy myself, but man, this guy looks like he's an animal.
Oh, he's a beast, man.
Crazy. Then he comes in, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's super.
You would not think that he's a fighter.
No, definitely not.
Because he's a freaking animal, sweating and grueling, and wants to take your head off. And then you see him just real nice.
Super nice guy. Yeah. Oh man.
Again, that's the upbringing, both his mom and his dad.
Yeah.
And
super nice guy. And he told me when he was here, he said, I asked him, hey, where do you see like your media outlets going? Because like that's what I do is I help people with their media outlets. And he says, I want to be remembered as the hometown guy that made Tulare proud and all that kind of stuff. And you can see when he was at his events that weekend after his medal and he came home, he was happy because the people were rooting for him, the people in the town of Tulare, and he knows he made his mark. But there's many more marks to make for him, and it's going to be cool to see him from the beginning of his career to shoot when me and him are both in our 80s.
There exactly, cool. and just the memories. And one thing I'm going to say, Brian Lua, answer your freaking phone. I've been texting you. I've been calling you, bro. I want to get you on the show in the studio. I believe in you. I support what you're doing. But, let me tell you this, Brian. You know how many inboxes I get that want to be on the show? And I'm flattered. I'm honored. I really am. Thank you. But I want you on the show. Why? Because it's time. This is your year. This is your year. No more injuries. No more backward steps, forward steps. It's right there for you, Brian. And I believe you can make it happen because you have that punching power that can turn an event around with one solid punch, man. And also from Madera, California. Well, Mateo, man. I mean, like my Dodgers, man. I'm gonna have to turn it in right now, and hopefully we catch up. We're a game and a half behind the Giants, and there's a long stretch there, and we'll see what happens, man. And I love the new studio, man. It's we're putting together. It's getting a little better, but you notice that as soon as we went to a studio atmosphere as opposed to in the kitchen, and I appreciate Zoom.
Yeah.
I do. It just gives you that aura. It just okay. Now it's time to perform. But there's nothing like having a live guest there when it becomes entertainment. It becomes because you can have all the notes in the world, and I do my studying. I prepare myself, but you want to go where the guest takes you. Sometimes I don't use any notes, or sometimes I want to make sure I get to some that are important. But you want to go where the guests take you. Mm-hmm. We've been honored. I mean, we have the support of Hall of Famer Lee Samuels, and you heard the conversation. You heard the conversation before we went on air. Don't say nothing about it. But I was told, Richard, don't say nothing about it. But we get those calls, and I'm privileged. I'm honored that we get those calls, those breaking news calls. When I was all excited today, and you go, what the hell, Rich? I'm in class, and I said, okay, call me. We got big news coming. And that big news coming was Mikey Garcia coming on the show, Robert Garcia coming on the show, Jose Ramirez coming on the show, Rick Merigan coming on the show, Sean Porter coming on the show, Jamal Herring coming on the show, Diafimo Lopez dad coming on. Oh, shoot, that one slipped out. That one slipped out right there. That was not supposed to be said. But, enough said, as we say. Well, hey, I'm Rich Ortiz. I'm your host of The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters, and we're simply knocking out the competition. And when I say that, don't get butthurt, man. I still have people to this day, they don't talk to me because I said that. We're at an event, Mateo, and I said, the fighter's voice, the only voice that matters, we're simply knocking out the competition. It's a phrase, I wrote it, but you know what? I believe it. You have to believe in yourself. Hey, everybody should believe in themselves. You believe in yourself, right, Mateo?
Oh, every day, man. Be the best.
You have to be the best. Or at least put in your mind frame, I'm on my way to being the best that I possibly can be.
Definitely. You see, I watch everybody's videos. My thing's videography. I watch everybody's videos, and I always say, man, I would have done this differently. And it's a respect to their video because I always see their stuff, and I'm like, man, that's really nice. I don't think I could do that, but if I would, I'd do this differently. I know that's in my mind saying, like, I know I can beat this video. I know I can make a better one, but it's also respecting the art that everybody's different, So in my mind, I'm number one, but I gotta prove it to everybody too.
Well, hell, I didn't wake up this morning to take second, did you?
No.
No
way.
No
way.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, Big Al Gonzalez this Saturday on Showtime, Bellator MMA, and Tuesday, 6 p.m. I'm going to promote it starting tonight because our guest, Jono, you didn't show up, my man. King Kong. Carroll, you did not show up. We had a question from Showtime Sean Porter. A comment. We had a question from Andy Vincent out Tiburon. The questions were coming. I don't know what the mix-up was, bro. Hey, man, maybe next time, but this time you're going to have to come all the way from Dublin to the studio. That's how we'll make up for it, man. And, I almost wore my Beretta hat. If you know who Beretta is, that's old school. It says, kind of that, his style that he kind of has, that Conor McGregor style type. But anyways, enough about that. Ladies and gentlemen, next Tuesday, Jose Ramirez live in studio, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're gonna stream live on YouTube. We're gonna stream live on Instagram. We're gonna stream live on Facebook, Spotify. Man, the rest is history, man. I'm your host, Richard Ortiz. The best part of the show. Enough said. Thumbs up for Richie.